Today we are going to start with EC2. What is EC2? What are the properties of EC2? Where we can use EC2 and what are the other use cases? All these things which are essential we are going to learn about. Okay. Now, what is EC2? What are the options available? What are type of instance? What is EBS volume? Its type and exam tips. So, what is EC2? EC2, the full form is Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay, is a web service that provide resizable computer capacity in the cloud. So, what is EC2 in general? If I want to say, it's a machine. It's a machine available in the cloud, which we can use it for doing some processing. Okay, and the name is Elastic Cloud Computing or Elastic Compute Cloud. It is just a virtual machine in the cloud, and it reduces the time required to obtain and boot new server instance to minutes, allowing you to quickly scale capacity both up and down as well as computing requirement changes. So basically, if you want to do any computing power, you can just go and create a EC2 machine. Now understand, these are the machines which you can use to process anything. It's just like your machine. Right now, you have a machine in your laptop, in your local machine, you or your local desktop has a memory of 1 GB. It doesn't matter that how much memory is there in your local. You can spin up a machine from 500 MB of RAM to terabytes of RAM. Amazon has that availability and you have to pay accordingly. And you can operate that machine from any local machine, doesn't matter. There is no minimum configuration required. Have to just connect to that machine. You have to remotely connect to the virtual machine which you have created in Amazon. How can you connect to that machine? I will explain you for how. There are two type of, in generally, Linux machine and Windows machine. Both has different ways to connect to them, but moreover you can yes, it's breaking. No, no, my can you hear me now? Let me let me once check the setting. Now it's better. Let me know if you're able to see. Okay, so if you want to do any processing, if you want to do any computing power process, just you go and in Amazon EC2 and take the machine as per your requirement. Now, you what do you mean by as per my requirement? So every person, every job, every task has different requirement. The some task might require small machine, some task might require a huge machine. Easy to change the economics of the cloud computing by allowing you to pay for the capacity you use rather than previously when you want to go out and buy the physical server. It's simple. Previously, if you want to do any task, you first have to get a server, right? You have to install that server at your own premise and then you can do any task. But using EC2, it's quite uh, you can have any type of machine just on the clicks of on just couple of clicks and you can get that huge or small machine. You don't have to set up any physical server, and that create a game changer in the market. because now you don't have to invest a huge amount that we already covered why the cloud is cheaper. You don't have to invest there is no initial investment. You pay as you use. The easy to provide developer the tool to build fail resilient applications and isolate themselves from common failure scenarios. So fail resilient means whatever you have running on EC2 machine, you can create a resiliency that if one machine goes down, the second machine will take care of that process. Okay, your complete application will not fall or not fail. That you can design, and there are some common scenarios in the market that this is how you should maintain your EC2 machine. This is how you should process the data, and something similarly. Any question till here? What is EC2 machine? So I will just show you one. Okay, don't worry. Again, it's similar to S3. Step by step, I will show you how you can create the machine. But this is a demo which I will just show you the how you can create a machine. I will create a machine quickly. Then over time, I will show you how we can do one by one. Okay. So can you see the region? Now, first of all, select the region in which the EC2 machine you want to create. That's the important thing. On which region you are working. In S3, in IAM, I didn't specify or I didn't ask you to select the machine, but select the region that frequently. But in EC2 machine, in EC2 service, you have to be very cautious in which region you are working. In which region you are working, it has to be very specific because the data centers are selected according to the region. So if I'm in Mumbai, the EC2 machine which you will get is from Mumbai region. You are going to select the availability zone accordingly. So we'll talk about that as well. Right? I am in Mumbai right now. Let's go to instance, or let me do some cleanup once. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, here is the option called instance. This is a dashboard. This is a dashboard. So in Mumbai, what I have created right now. So if you are the first time, so you will see all are zero. Security group key value pair, they should be also zero in your case. Okay, I have created some security group, some for my previous batch, but for you it should be zero, right? Now go to the instance. Here you will find the machine which you have taken from Amazon and which might be running or in stop state. So here it will give the list of all the machines which you have taken from Amazon, and it is in Mumbai region, not on a global level. Okay, let's launch a machine. So now this I have told you previously also, I might have told you, but the GUI of Amazon keeps on changing. So right now this is the GUI on which we are working. After a couple of months, they might change the GUI. So don't say that, sir, the GUI was this one and previously we learn on that, and after a couple of months, GUI has changed. But the fundamentals are same. Previously, if you are watching some older videos like 1 year back only, you will find different way to launch an EC2 machine. Now it is have a different GUI, but the primary things are again same. There is no change in primary things. Now if you can see here, there is some highlighted information. In your first year, include 750 hours of T2 micro. T2 micro is a type of machine. we are going to use that, and it is included in free tier. So we are going to use T2 micro. T2 micro is a type of machine. It's basically the hardware which you are going to select. It comes with 1 GB RAM and 1 CPU, and that type of machine we are going to use. If you are using any other EC2 machine, then you might get charged. And if you are getting charged, be aware you are not using in free tier. So Amazon will definitely charge you, and you can't do anything. So be very cautious when you're creating a machine. And if the machine is left running, you will be charged. So here there is first name, just write my first EC2 machine. Give any name, it's your machine. Now, what are the components of a computer in general? What are the components of computer? Actual computer, not the peripherals. I'm talking about the components. What are the components? RAM, CPU, and storage. What are the different components of computer? Primary components. You require a RAM, you require a CPU, you require a storage. After that, you require an OS. And what is OS now? We are going to talk about a lot of things about OS. What is OS? Anybody, anybody here who doesn't understand what is meant by OS? Yes, operating system. But anybody who doesn't understand what is operating system? What type of operating system you are using in your local system in general? And what are the other operating system in the market? Hmm. Windows, Mac, Linux, Ubuntu, Android in your mobile. Okay, Symbian previously. So anybody here who doesn't understand the OS? Basically, it's a software which is installed on your laptop to provide you to run the application. Without OS, also you can run your laptop using DOS, using CLIs, but it provide you a GUI based interface in general, depending on your OS, right? Anybody here who has a question on OS? Okay, so I will take that as a no. So you understand the OS. So when you purchase a computer, what are the first thing you purchase? Go and understand. You require a RAM, you require a CPU, you require a storage. Then you install the your OS on top of that. Agree? Then you on top of that you install your security aspects, and then network. What type of network you have to connect to? Okay, LAN, Wi-Fi, and so on. So all these are the component which makes a one complete computer. Similar here, the first thing is the OS. What type of OS do you want to select? Amazon asking what type of OS do you want to select or do you want to run? So you can see there are 5 to 7 component. First is OS, then the type of machine. Connectivity is key value pair is for security, networking, then storage capacity and some additional or advanced details. So these are the couple of things you have to select while creating your machine. Now coming to the first part, OS. What type of OS you want to create? So do you think that OS are free to use or they are chargeable? What do you think? The OS should be free or they are chargeable? So there are few OS which are free to use. They are open source OS, and there are some OS which has a licenses. So there are a couple of OS which comes under free tier as well, but there are some OS which you have to pay for it. So if you go here, This is a quick select. You can select the OS from here quickly, or you can browse the and click here. Now if you want, it will show all the OS available. There are more than hundreds of OS for you. Just right now click on the quick start. We are going to cover my AMI, marketplace, community as well, but right now just click on quick start, click on free tier. Here it will show you the list of OS in free tier category. If you are selecting here, if you are not selecting free tier, and if you are selecting this OS which is not in the free tier, you will get charged. So be very cautious while creating the EC2 machine, right? So throughout our syllabus, throughout our course, we are going to use Amazon Linux AMI. So previously it was we are using this one, Amazon Linux 2. Okay, it was launched in 2019-20 somewhere, and this is the latest new version. But still, I'm going to use this one because I found some issues or connectivity problem in this OS. Okay, but both are, you can use any according to your use case. So this is Linux OS. Okay, this is Linux OS. Secondly, for Windows, if you want, you can use this one, Windows Server 2023 or 2022, which is in free tier. It is Windows Server, not Windows OS. Okay, Windows also has different versions, so it is a Windows servers. You can see core base and so on. So let me create a Windows OS for you to make it more familiar, because you might be familiar with Windows. So let me select this one, and you can see it has 64-bit and 32-bit. So type of hardware on which you are going to run it, 64-bit. What is 64-bit? Your processor. What type of processor you are going to use? Accordingly, the OS are selected. 32-bit of 64-bit processor, and that type of OS you have to select. So mostly right now Amazon is supporting 64-bit. After selecting your OS, the next part is type of machine. What type of machine do you want? If you see here, by default T2 micro is selected in general. By default T2 micro is selected, but be cautious. I'm continuously repeating the word be cautious, because if you have selected other thing, even if you have selected the machine which is smaller than T2 micro, if you can see here, I will zoom out. What is the configuration of T2 nano? Just understand right now what is my T, what is my 2, what is my nano. We have a next PPT on that family of options, and then family. What is the family of EC2 machine? So we have a PPT on that. Then you will understand what is my T, what is my 2, what is my micro, and so on. But in general, nano means very small, and it has a 500 MB or 0.5 GB of the memory with one CPU. It is a family of T2 family. It is a small machine. This is T2 micro. T2 micro, which is under free tier. If you are selecting this machine, are you in free tier or not? Yes or no? You have selected a machine which is smaller than the free tier availability. Will be charged or not? Agree. Even though you are selecting the machine which is which is smaller than free tier category, you will be charged, because Amazon is saying that only this machine or this category of the machine is available under free tier. If you are using this machine, definitely you will be getting charged, even though it's a small machine. Be very cautious. You can see the charges here, $0.0062 per hour. Okay, for Windows. Now, if you here, can you see the charges are different for Windows and or Linux machine? Why? There is a slight higher charges for Windows machine. Anybody can give me the why we are getting more charge for Windows? Why Amazon has given different price chart for Windows and Linux? I agree. Windows is not a free OS. It is not open source. You have to purchase a license, right? So Windows operating system is managed by Microsoft and they are asking for the licenses. Amazon has privileged you that they are going to provide the license for your OS from the window from the Microsoft company. They will purchase the license and they will provide to you, but they are going to charge you for that because it's not free. Amazon is not going to pay from their pockets, right? So that's why Windows has a more uh, price as compared to Linux. And in industry, 95% of the servers and the machine and everything is working on Linux. Who, who are here fresher? For them, I'm just saying 95% of the servers, even more than 95% of the servers in the industries are working on Linux machine. So you should know how to use Linux. I'm going to explain you the basics of Linux, but you should have a good hands-on on Linux machine so that tomorrow you don't get surprised. The early you learn, the better you will get the chance opportunity in the market. Windows. Why we are not using Windows in the industry? Because it has a license fees. Now you will say, sir, license fees is very less, no? Here is only 12, here is 17, only 0.5. Just compare this with a very huge machine. If your company has hundreds of machines available them, just compare the license cost. If I'm saying that 5 rupees per month is the difference for each machine, you have 100 machine. 500 rupees per month is the difference. In a year, you are saving 6,000 rupees approximately. A company like TCS, Infosys, and company like telecom sector altogether, Geo or Airtel, they have thousands to 10,000 machines running. You can just imagine 5 rupees difference, how much it may 5 rupees make a huge impact on overall company's expenditure. And Linux is open source. That's it. So T2 micro, select the T2 micro. Key value pair. Right now, I will explain you key value pair in some time. I am just creating a key value pair. What is key value pair in detail? I will explain you. Just right now, I'm creating. Okay. Okay. I'm keeping it default as of now. I will explain you what is networking here. Co- then configuration storage. Configure the storage. So what type of storage do you want? Okay. What type of storage do you want? So by default, it is saying that up to 30 GB storage is free. Now what is EBS? I'm going to explain you in detail, but right now I'm just showing you one demo how you can create a EC2 machine. Okay, up to 30. Now, according to the OS, you require minimum storage. If you are selecting Linux, then minimum storage might be different. If you are selecting Windows, then minimum storage might be different. Now, why there is a difference in minimum storage? Your OS requires storage, right? To run it efficiently, it requires some minimum storage. So that is 30 GB for Windows. In Linux, it is 8 GB because the files which are stored in Windows will occupy a little, nearly 5 to 10 GB. Is just for OS. So that's why there should be at least two times buffer available. And advanced settings are there. There are some advanced settings which we will cover step by step. Now, if you see here, it has given all the information in a summary. You have created one machine with Windows servers, T2 micro, firewall, and storage. Just click on launch. Right now, today, don't create the machine. I'm just showing you how you can launch a machine and just take the time. It is 8:41. How much time it takes to create a machine? How much time it took a machine to create a machine? It's in running state. How much time? Did it take more than 1 minute? Nowadays, according to the machine type, according to the machine type, but in general, it takes couple of minutes for a machine to come up to start. That's the power of Amazon, that they will provide a machine and that machine will be start within minutes. Okay, this is one machine. This is I will just give window machine. Okay, this is my window machine. I will connect to this machine. Meanwhile, I will create one more machine that will be a Linux machine. Everything default Linux T2, 2023, T2 micro, key value pair previously which I selected, create a security group, no problem for me, and just launch. Now, don't worry about that. What are the steps? What are the things we have to select? Just like S3, we have gone for each and every property couple of times. For EC2 machine also, we are going to cover each and every property n number of times. Now, let's try to connect to this machine. Here you can see connect, RDP client, and click on download, launch. Something like this will show pop up. You have to show the password. Am I audible? Okay. So now it is asking me for credential. I can get the password. So the key which I have downloaded, it required that key. Nice. Just a second. Okay, I have created a wrong key. from the top menu of peas and then choose. Okay, great. So I got the password for this EC2 machine and just log in. Yes. So this is a I have connected to the virtual machine which is somewhere remotely located. So Amazon has given me a machine which is running and I can connect to that machine. So this is a EC2 machine. It will be similar to machine, right? Any simple machine. Only difference is it is virtual. Virtual means the actual machine is running somewhere else and I'm connected to that machine. And you can work with this machine. You can do whatever you want. If you just open the Explorer, you will see it is a similar to machine which you have created, which you have locally there. Now, what to do this machine? It's up to you. Got it? Now let's connect to the Linux machine. Connect. I can connect through instance connect. Okay, connect. So there are multiple ways how can you connect to the machines depending on your OS, depending on your requirement. So this is the Linux machine, df-kh. So one one suggestion: please learn the basic Linux commands. The early you learn, easy to you to understand what we are doing. Try to learn the basic Linux command. How can change the directory? How can we see the path? How can we create the folder in Linux machine? Most of you might be using Windows for longer period of time, and they don't have the hands-on of your EC2 any Linux machine. So just go to internet. You'll find so many websites which will help you do basic Linux commands and try to execute them as well. Okay, they will provide you the console. They might provide you the console as well. Okay, so these are two machines which we have created. You can log in into them. You can work as per your requirement, and then after you are done with this, just click that particular machine. Go to the instance state. You can see stop, reboot, and terminate. Can you give me the difference between all these things? Anybody? What is the difference between stop, reboot, and terminate? Start and hibernate are grey out. I can see three options: stop, reboot, and terminate, and in which I will be getting charged. EC2 machine. Can you hear me? Am I audible, right? Hello. Okay. So in EC2 machine is quite similar to renting a car, right? You can renting a machine or renting a car. If you rent a car, either you are using the car or your car might be parked in the parking. Agree? Either you are driving the car or the car might be stopped somewhere. You get will you be getting charged if you are if you have taken the car and you have parked that car at your home? You have taken a car for 3 days, and for all 3 days you have not used the car, but it was parked it and it was parked in your parking, but you haven't used it. Will the car provider will charge for you? Will charge for that particular machine? Yes or no? But I didn't use the car. Doesn't make sense, right? Yes or no? I didn't use the car, but still I'm getting charged. It's your problem that you didn't use the car. The car provider didn't ask you that you should park the car at your home. Agree? So this is a machine which Amazon has given to you. You can stop this machine. Okay? If you stop the machine, you are just stopping the running machine. You still will be getting charged. It's just like your laptop. You start your laptop, you stop your laptop. That's it. But if you want to stop the billing for this particular machine, again I'm quoting, if you want to stop the billing of this particular machine, then what you have to do? You have to return this machine back to Amazon. You should return this machine to Amazon. The moment you return this machine, then only your billing will stop. Agree? Even if it is in running state or it is in stop state, you will be getting charged. So if you want this machine to be hand over back to the Amazon, or in general way I say you surrender this machine back to Amazon, in that scenario you have to use terminate the instance. Now you might be wondering what instance means. It is easy to machine. Amazon call it instance. Okay, this is a machine, or you call them instance. So the moment you terminate the machine, if I click on terminate, it is asking, do you want to terminate the machine? Yes. Now it is shutting down the machine, and then it will be surrender back or return back to Amazon. And at that moment, the charging will stop. Okay, still I'm getting charged. It is shutting down. Still I'm getting charged because it is in shutting down state. The moment it will convert to new state, that is terminated. Until you get the terminated state, from the moment the machine started till the status is terminated, you will getting charged. You are in free tier, you are using T2 micro, then it's fine. Otherwise, if you are running any other machine, you are getting going to get charged. So click now. The catch is, whenever you are working, whenever you are doing some practice, always remember to terminate the machine after you are done with your task. Terminate it immediately. Because if you forget to terminate, the next time you log in will be nearly after 24 hours, the very next day. You might get 24 hours charge. And Amazon is charging you 24 hour on an hourly basis. Clear? Any question? To avoid getting charged, remind me to set up an billing alarm. Okay, we let set up a billing alarm tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Just remind me that let's set up a billing alarm. What is billing alarm? If you are exhausting a X amount of money, if you utilize, you consume X amount of money in Amazon, they will send an alarm to you that this much amount of bill has been generated, and you can just take action accordingly. It is an alert. Mhm. Mhm. No, I agree. I agree. Stopping means is you are have the computer with you. You have the machine with you. Terminate. Okay. Now what is mean by terminate? If you terminate the machine, you are hand over everything to Amazon, and whatever amount of data, machine information, everything will be taken from you, and you will not be reassigning back that thing to. So you Amazon will not reassign that things to you. So it will format the machine, it will delete the data, everything, and it will allocate that machine to any other person. Okay, and Amazon never keeps the data. So if you terminate the machine and there was some data, it will be wiped out the moment you click on terminate. So basically Amazon will not have any information about that machine after you terminate. आपने एक बार terminate कर दिया, उस पूरा data wipe out हो जाएगा. So it has been scenarios in even my company. I have seen that by mistake somebody has deleted the machine, and that on that machine there was some important data, and because the machine was terminated, according to Amazon policy, Amazon is not going to keep any type of data with them, and they deleted the complete data, and we can't recover that. So keep in mind, termination means complete loss of information from the machine. Clear? Hmm. Yes. Whatever things were there on the machine will be deleted completely, and there is no way to recover. Even Amazon will not help you out to recover. Clear? That's the general policy. General policy by Amazon. The moment you return the machine, they will completely format the machine. Data security. That's how they provide you security. Clear? Does that make sense? So be very cautious. Be very cautious when creating a machine. Secondly, be very aware on which region you're working. In which region you're working. Because right now, can you see there are two machines, some information about two machines in Mumbai. If I switch to Virginia, what do you think? The machine information will be there or not? No, there is no information about the machines because the machine was created in Mumbai region. It's altogether a different data center. So, I will give a practical scenario. What happens in general? Right now, you might be doing practice. You're not selecting the region, whatever the region was selected by default. Sometime, you're working in Virginia, and you do refresh and something, and the region was changed to Ohio. Okay, and you see that okay, I don't have a machine here. I don't have any machine here. Happy? You go back home. You are relaxed, and after 24 hours, you find out that you were working on Virginia, but somehow the region was selected or Ohio, and in Virginia the machines are still running. You didn't terminate the machines in Virginia just because the region was switched by mistaken. It happens. So be very cautious. So if you think that you have there were some machines which you have created but you are not able to see them. There were some machines which you created but you are not able to see them just because there is selection of region. You have to select the proper region, that is the region in which you are working. It can be Mumbai, it can be Virginia, or it can be any other region. So am I very clear with the selection of the region? Be very cautious. And why I'm saying that? Because I have seen many students who are doing blunder on this. They forget to shut down the EC2 machine, and the next day they will ask me, sir, how can we find how can we claim the refund? Can you help me out? I can't help you out in there. I can't help you out in getting refunds from Amazon because you are using the machines. Clear? Any question on this? Okay, so I don't want to make you more afraid. Let's go and learn about what are the different options Amazon give you. Before that, let's take a simple thing. On demand, this thing will take me a little time. Okay, so what type of machines you will get in Amazon? What type of machines? So here, Amazon has divided their machine. They have categorized their machines, EC2 machines, or it is called EC2 instance. Okay, into this 10 to 12 categories, or they call them family. They call them family. Now, what do you mean by family? So basically, they have given an alphanumeric number. And the alphabets represent the family, and the number represent the generation. And each family is deciding the use case of that machine. Okay, so I will repeat. Amazon has categorized their machines according to their use cases and given a family name. Let's say, take example. Take example of car. Okay, you will definitely understand what is the example of car. How many categories does car have? There are sedan cars, there are sports car, there are family car, there are wagons car. Agree? There are multiple category of the cars. Again, but they are car, right? There are two-seater car, there are five-seater car, there are seven-seaters car. You can see that diesel car, petrol car, CNG car. Then you have electric car. Again, what does this mean? You are categorizing the car, na? But simple, it's a four-wheeler machine. It's a four-wheeler vehicle. But what you have done? We have started categorizing them on the basis of their use cases and their performance and usability. There are different. You can have different parameters. Agree? Small car, big car, and so on. Does it make sense? Then other category is luxury and non-luxury car. I don't want to go in that, but I think you are able to understand that how you are categorizing the simple four-wheeler vehicle on the basis of use cases and uh, space, performance, and so on. Does it make sense to you right now? Similarly, the machines, EC2 machines are categorized into different category, that is family. Now each family has its unique property, and as per your requirement you can you select that particular family. Now if you go with T family, which we are talking about, T2, okay, the number represent the generation, in which generation means generation 1, generation 2, generation 3, and so on. Okay, T2 micro, second generation of T family. And micro means there will be nano, micro, small, medium, large. Basically it's the size of the machine. So T family is generally used for low cost and general purpose, and the use case are general web server, small database, and so on. Now if you go with the G family, G means graphic intense. If you have a use case like your company is a gaming company, you are designing some games, okay, then you can go with the graphic instance machines. You require a GPU, huge GPU. So in that case, can a general purpose machine will serve you? There are now laptops, even computers have different use case. General purpose laptop, high performance laptop, graphic intense laptop, gaming laptop, and there are different other categories. I have given the high level. Similarly, according to your use case, you require different machine, right? So that's the family coming picture. So F family, what is the purpose? Specialty. It's a field programming gateways, gate array. They are used in uh, genomical researches, financial analytics, real-time video processing, and big data, and so on. I family, they are very good in high speed storage, where you are dealing with storage like database, data warehouse. Then you should go with the I family. They are storage intense workload. Graphic intense, video encoding, 3D application and streaming. H family, high disk throughput. Okay, so MR based reduced workload, distributed file system, SDFS, eh, MR map reduce file system, and so on. It's according to your use case. You have to understand where you are using and why you require EC2 machine. That's the primary thing when selecting the family. T family, it's a general purpose low cost machine. It's just for some small POCs, small workloads. Then T family. D family, dense storage, file system, data warehousing, Hadoop servers, and so on. R family, they are memory optimized. If you require more memory and you're dealing with servers or machine which required memory, or you have to play with the memory, then memory intense application and database. M family, again it is a general purpose machines, so application servers, web servers, small database, and so on. C family, compute optimized, CPU intense app and database. So there's a difference according to the use cases. So just imagine your horizon. Okay, just expand the things which you can imagine about the industry. Nowadays you are seeing AI, you can see the movies are created using VFX and so on. Even in the nowadays your laptop, your smart mobile phone, your TVs have different GPUs available. Previously it was LCD. Before that, nowadays LEDs are coming. Now 4K TVs are coming. So according to your uses, that do you think the same hardware will be used? The same hardware in LCD can be used for 4K TV? No, it requires some other hardware. Graphic, P family, graphic and general purpose GPU, machine learning, Bitcoin mining, and so on. X family, more memory optimized, HANA applications, Spark applications. Z family, high computing capacity and high memory footprint, ideal for electronic design, automation, and certain relational database workload with high per core license cost. A family, ARM based workload, scale out workload on the web servers. U family, bare metal. So out of this, what are the few families which are generally used, popularly used? T, M, and C. So T family, we are going to use T2 micro throughout our syllabus. So T2, then nano, micro, small, medium, large, extra large. So next is micro, means it specify the CPU, number of CPU, number of RAM, how much RAM it is. Then after family, it attach the type of machine you are taking. So it's a size of that machine. You are selecting nano, micro, small, medium, large. So I will show you. So while creating the machine, you can select, go to the type. Here compare the instance. Here they will show all the machines together as a list. So starting with T family, T nano. If you see the memory, it's 5 GB, one CPU. Sorry, 500 MB, and one CPU. Micro, 1 GB, one CPU. Small, 2 GB, one CPU, and it go so on. Large, extra, 2x large. Okay, uh, yeah. T3 family, large, X large, X2s, 2x large, and so on. Family A, family C, and you can see the memory as well as some other configurations. What is the maximum memory you can get, or what is the minimum memory? Minimum is 0.5 MB, 0.5 GB, that is 500 MB, and the maximum, if you sort it, it will be nearly 250 terabyte. There you can see different pages. It is in terabytes. You can see 12 terabytes. It can be more. So I will share you one page with you. Okay. Now here you can select different type according to use case and the charges. Now where can I see the charges? Go to your EC2 machine. You can see here instance type in the left side. Click here. Again same chart is there with all the charges, storage, everything. Here in the instance type it will show you charges and other property. You can click on individual and see the property as well. So we are selecting T2 micro. You can see here type, auto recovery, EBS, networking power, computing power, storage, acceleration and pricing. You can check the property of that particular machine. Now you will say, sir, why you have to go in that detail? Why you have to go through the property of the machine? When you are selecting your mobile, you have to go to the specification of your mobile, right? When you are selecting your car, you have to be very keen about the specification. Now when you're selecting your machine, you should be aware what is the property of that machine. Clear? Any question here? So if you want to remember the name in exam, in interviews, nobody is going to ask you about all the names. But if you want, you can just find on internet. You can create an anagrams of the name or not. And I found something on net that the that make you remember the name of all the family. Fight a doctor. So imagine there is a doctor who is working in Australia and you have to defeat that doctor. So and the doctor name is McPexy. The fight doctor McPexy in Australia, AU. So fight doctor McPexy in Australia. That is one anagram you can remember. But for exam, for interview, you don't have to remember all the names. For professional certification, if you're going for professional certification, they might ask you, is this family available or not? What is the property of that family? But for solution architect and basic interviews, nobody is going to ask the family. But you should be aware, you should know. At least you should remember something. Clear? Any question on this EC2 machine? So I'm not going further. I'm taking break here. So any question? What is EC2 machine? It's actual machine, it's actual computers. Moreover, we call them virtual. Why we call them virtual machine? We'll talk about that tomorrow. But the EC2 machine, it's a machine. You can take that machine, you can do your task, you can perform your activity, and then you can surrender back the machine to Amazon. You will be getting charged per hour for your machine. So this basically pay per use model. Amazon work on the EC2 machine. There are some machines which are in free tier. The type of machine is T2 micro. So how much machine is available to you? Even how many times you can use T2 micro? So go to your Amazon free tier category. Check it here. So you can see EC2 machine 750 hours per month. That's much amount of time you can use the EC2 machine. So you have created a machine. The moment you create one machine, you have exhausted 1 hour. You are creating 5 machines, you have utilized 5 hours. Okay? It's pre hours, pre-charged. So as soon as you create the machine, uh, 1 hours will be calculated, deducted. So 750 is, if you calculate 750 in a month, it is nearly uh, running machine 24 cross 7. 750 divide hours divided by 24 or 30 days. It is nearly, or you can divide it by 24 hours. So it will be nearly 31 days. So if you are running a machine 24 cross 7 of T2 micro, then it is nearly about 750 hours. So the moment you create a machine, you will be getting charged. So you have a quota, assume that 750 is your quota per month. So the moment you create the machine, from that quota, 1 hour will be deducted. Clear? So be cautious. Again, I'm using be cautious because you are, even in S3, you know the amount of time the data is there, and that will not cost you that much. But if you forget a machine which is running for longer period of time, you have to pay the charges. Clear? And use T2 micro. T2 micro. Always use T2 micro. Okay? Chalo. Any question?